asked him about paving my street, which is between those streets. He said, see the city. So now I'm confused.
Maybe
I'm back about both bodies. Which body do I go to? Now, I talked to him 2.5 weeks ago about the pavement. I accept what he told us, you know. What he told us. So I decided to come to the city because when the state divided us up into regions and asked us to tax ourselves for paving purposes, they didn't say state or city, I mean, a county or state, they said paving. And so...
If we can do a little clarification here. With us, each commissioner here gets a certain amount of money through the splosh.
Okay.
And the larger district, each gentleman here get a considerable amount more than Richard Hickox and myself.
Okay.
But with the money that I got, that we get, we use it to resurface in the city because all the streets are paved. I may have one or two that's not paved in my district.
All right.
And frankly speaking, some of those, they don't want them paved, so I'll leave them alone. But anyway, last year, we resurfaced Cowboy Road. The entire length of Cowboy Road, 1.35 miles, which cost us $118,080. We did, and of course, I coordinate these with Mr. Bill Schuman in the city so that we try to spread that money as much as we can. If whatever roads they got, I don't want to try to pave that road. I want to pave another road so we can get as much as we can. So along with that plan with Mr. Schuman and the city, and he works for us and them, we paved about 4 roads last year, and since my roads sometimes go out into the county, I try to pave the long roads, the school routes, or whatever major thoroughfares. So I paved Cowboy Road, which was, as I said, then North Palm Street needed it, and that was about 0.93 miles, which was $80,355. North 4th Street was a pretty good street all the way around to Cowboy Road, which was 1.36 miles, which was $135,758. And then Cypress Street, which is a street that goes down, they go down to the old treatment plant, which was very much needed because there's a lot of traffic, and I don't think anything was done in Cypress since they first paved it. But that was about 0.84 miles, which came to $88,857, which a total of $423,770 for those roads that were paved. Now, I think that by talking to Bill and Mike, that the city's in a unique situation. They don't get a lot of as much money as we do as far as research, and I don't know, and that's why Mike is here. He has, I called him this afternoon, he has to be here. But we try to work together as much as we can. Now, with that in mind, when I get through trying to do the major thoroughfares and the long roads, whatever I have left, if they hadn't got to your street, then I would try to get to it. Bill gave me a list of those streets that are in your area, which include Green Bray, Maple, Fern, Tupelo, Hemlock, Sumac, and Avery, which you're on Hemlock, which is 0.2 miles. So I'm going to have to find $25,000 to pave your street.
Okay.
That's what it's going to cost.
Well, another thing I'm concerned about is the quality of the pavement that's on my street. It's not asphalt. It's a mixture of tar and rocks, and somebody just spread across it. In fact, on Sumac Street, much of the pavement is missing.
Okay.
You know?
And we didn't pave that one, so Mike, you want to answer that?
Yeah, it's
well, let me say this. I'd like for my pavement to look like his pavement.
Give us the money to the country club.
His pavement is better.
even though it's not all about money.
The only way you get it in your street like here, you have to move to the country club. Now you got to have money to move to the country club. You know that.
These streets in this area are the old surface treatment type streets. They don't cost as much to pave. They do provide a good surface. They're not quite as smooth, and they are due resurfacing. And they're fairly easy to resurface. As you know, and I'll clarify one other thing. The county gets a certain amount of money for the MIG. The MIG is local maintenance improvement grant, and the city gets a certain amount, and it's based on the number of road miles in the area. Y'all get about 4 times what we get. We have about 100 miles of paved roadway in the city, and y'all have about 400 miles. Of course, you're unique that you represent a city area, and you've been very good to us. I'll say that in front of everybody.
Thank you so much.
About paving those
Well,
streets that
we
we
need to
didn't
work
have
together.
to pave.
We work together.
Like I told Mr. Ross when he came to my office, we do have our money earmarked to fix a street that's in bad repair in the central business district. It's a street, Peachtree Street out by the hospital. It holds water in almost every area, and it has terrible drainage. We earmarked 2 years of LMIG to repair that street and get it back to where it needs to be. Now, we will do anything we can do to try to assist you with these roadways. Like I say, our money is pretty much gone, and y'all have SPLOST money. We do not have SPLOST money in the city to pave roads. Our SPLOST money goes to wastewater treatment plant. But if we can scrape up some money, we'd be glad to help, and you've already done quite a bit for us, and I'd like to thank you in public for doing that.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ross, I'll tell you what we're gonna do is, I get with Mr. Bill Schuman here, and he's an engineer. He works with both city and county, and we try to, and that's been a great asset to us, and I wish we could pay him what he's worth, but we can't.
Okay, right.
But anyway,
No tax
I
money have you
I will get with him, and like we have been in the past, and see what roads have been paved in the city, and with money left over from our budget, if we're paving a good-sized road, usually we can get it at a cheaper price if we can sort of tack on a short road, a street like yours onto it, you know, and see if we can do that. So there's another project I've got this year that's going to really help the flow of traffic on the 4th Street side of town. Is that the street that's going down by Zaxby's. We're going to open that street up, and I'm going to pave that all the way through to the next road. A lot of times people don't want to go to the traffic light; they just want to go to Zaxby's and turn up or whatever. But that I've got that on my list, and along with Mike and them, they're going to assist me, and we're going to pave that street, which is going to be LC Cartdale Street. So we're going to pave that. But,
Okay, well, are we gonna use asphalt this time?
Yes, we
We're gonna
will.
use asphalt?
One
I'm
thing,
serious about it, because
Yeah.
I pay my taxes too, you know?
but one thing you need to understand, that the surface treatment procedure today is far improved versus what you have on your street now.
That's a good thing.
We use it all over the county, and the main reason, it's definitely cheaper, but it's still a quality product today.
It's
Okay.
probably a better street, all in all.
Okay.
It roars, it don't look quite as good, but it's a good street. And there's an
Okay.
extra topping that they put on it, it's called fines, that makes it real smooth.
Okay.
It's a good street.
Well, I'm satisfied with everything that's been said, you know, and I would feel a lot better if there was no politics involved in this.
I don't think that's possible.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
thank you, Mr. Ross.
You can believe that.
Okay. Item C, Mr. Elizabeth Ann Chappelle. Huh? Mr. Chappelle's not here? Okay. Yeah, hallelujah. I'm gonna go look for him. Okay, D, Ms. Edna Williamson.
First of all, I want to congratulate all of our new commissioners. I hope you can get into it.
They do now.
They do that. Trial by fire. I'm here to talk about the Dogwood Festival. For some of you that don't know, this will be the 38th year of the Dogwood Festival. It originally was started between Rayonier, the Oklahoma Women's Club, and the Recreation Department as the Falling Leaves Festival, which took place in the fall of the year. And after several years of that, they decided to move it to the spring because Wayne County is so beautiful in the spring with the azaleas, the dogwoods, whatever. and Rainier continued to support it. Well, after a few years, Rainier said, you know, we're in the pulp business, we are not in the festival business, so they gave it to the Omaha Women's Club, BMPW, and the Recreation Department. Well, after a few years, BMPW dropped out, and for the 37 years, it was Mary Ellen McKenzie and myself who did the festival. Well, I'm old, and I got to thinking, you know, if something happens to me, there's nobody else that knows how to do this festival. And I approached several groups in town about taking it, and Mr. Deal was one of them, but I didn't want to give it because, you know, I'm kind of wanted to keep it. But anyway, with the Recreation Department having been our co-sponsor over these years, I sat down with Mr. Tinsley and Justin Davis and asked them about it, and I knew it was a bad time of the year for them because this is their busy time with softball or baseball, whatever. But they agreed to take it. And as I told Commissioner Thomas, I know there's been a lot going on about the rec department. I can't speak to the recreation part because I don't have children there. But I gave Mr. Davis a list, a timeline of what needed to be done for Dogwood. And he did everything that I asked him to do. So I have to commend him for that. He formed a committee of young people to work with this. I am committed to working with them to help them this year. It's on track for the 28th and 29th of March. It's going to be beautiful this year. We're not going to get rain. Over the years, we have contributed over $75,000 to Wayne County. And one of the first things we did, we gave Kenny Popple a camera for his car. That was back before you had all this kind of stuff you have now. We bought rows of seats in the high school auditorium. When the tornado came through Scriven, there were people who did not have insurance. There were men willing to do the work, but nobody could afford the materials. We paid for the materials. We bought band uniforms. You name it, that's where our money has gone. And this has all been done voluntarily. Mary Ellen and I never received the first penny, and we didn't want any money. That's not why we did it. But I just wanted to tell you that the committee is in place. We're meeting regularly. The Dogwood Festival is going to go on as it always has in the past. But I have one request. 2 years ago, I came before the county commission and asked for a bathroom at Cracker Williams. It is one of the most used parks in Wayne County. There is no bathroom that's open to the public for anybody using the park. That's why the pine trees grow so good. If you'll excuse me, because our little boys eat fertilizer. My suggestion was that they take the building behind the main building. There's already a sewer line that runs in that alley, and put bathrooms there. You've got inmates that can keep them clean, lock them at night, whatever. Well, from that, nothing got done with that, but we hired this firm to come in and do this huge survey to renovate it, and we found out it's historic and all this kind of stuff. So nothing's happened about my bathrooms. So would you please at least get somebody from the county? We've got workers that could probably do the work.
Mr. Chairman, we can get our curtain off. We got a man to do that. He can do that. And
We
thing,
might have this worked out already.
we're going to get that done.
Your cuz behind you that had his hand up, Mr. Deal. You want to talk on this?
He's got that taken care of. I knew he was my favorite cuz for some reason.
We have, the city and the tourism board owns a mobile restroom. It's handicapped accessible, and there is a sewer line over there. We've used it before over there. We can bring it over there.
Okay, are you gonna leave it for it to be used? Well, see, I'm talking about, now Dogwood Festival,
I'm talking about this year. I'm talking about.
Are you talking about just for the
You
festival?
get it.
no, I'm talking about full time.
What you want.
I think maybe for this year, that's.
Well, that's
up.
fine. And Jeff
we will-
Lewis is also bringing in
We will
porta
look
johns.
into doing a permanent bathroom after
But
that.
let's don't hire this firm to come in and do this whole big
No,
things they did before.
we already done that.
I know. And nothing happened.
And it ain't gonna work.
And I still don't have bathrooms.
Well, we're working on
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to it.
it, okay?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I have a question, and I hope it's the appropriate time since the city manager's here and Ms. Edna, and I can get an answer. Just has been some talk going around, and you said you had approached various groups. Again, I'm just asking, I do know our recreation department is tasked, and they have a lot to keep up with. The Dogwood Festival, since it's in the city, Mike, have you guys discussed the DDA?
Mike and I did
Or
discuss it.
somebody taking that over?
We
Is
did
that-
discuss it. We discussed DDA doing it. To me, Dogwood Festival is a conflict of interest for DDA. They're promoting downtown shopping. I'm taking away downtown shopping.
2 days anyway.
Yeah. After, if the county no longer wants it, then we'll give it to somebody else or we'll shut it down.
Well, I mean, we will continue with it, but, you know, it's.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
I
you said
know,
you shut
no,
it
that's-
down before the DDA had it? I didn't hear you.
Did I what?
it's
No, I would not shut it down before I'd let DDA have it, no. But now that a committee is in place with some of the chamber people, some of the young leadership-minded people, and let's just see how it goes this year with them. They're excited about it, and let's give them an opportunity.
But, Mr. Smart, the bathroom, she talking about the building behind it, let's go ahead and give it to Kurt, let's go ahead and start, I mean, they can go there and they can start down there. We don't have to have that architect to come in here and do all that,
Let
just a
her
little
give
building
us
behind it.
what it costs.
Get them started on it, where we have before
Can we do
time.
that, Luther? Let Kurt give us an estimate. Let's move.
But I think if we're gonna be realistic, we need to accept Mike's offer on that bathroom addition.
Oh, yeah, for right now, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I don't
right
have a
now.
problem with that. But I'm just thinking about the people that use
Yes, the park.
the park every day.
You need something to open like the bathrooms at Bill Morris Park.
Right,
I
that's
don't-
We,
Chairman,
we can leave ours over there for the time being until we need it for Arts Fest or whatever event that we need.
Is
It's
there anything
portable,
that we can help you with that? I mean, we're willing to.
it's portable, it's easy to.
I agree with Ms. Edna. I do think we need some bathrooms
Well,
over there.
they got a good perfect building back there now, only thing they had to do is put a petition in it and have 2 commodes or whatever in the sink, and have a body jet like they got out on Lake Grace, I mean, that's easy, and Kurt can do all that, we got people to do that. It ain't like you got to go hire a bunch of contractors to do that for you.
No, we didn't.
Anyway,
But,
thank you. I will address you again after Dogwood and we'll talk about it.
It says thank you for the year's work.
thank you so much.
And don't
That's what it's
quit.
all about. Everybody's supposed to volunteer and give back.
And don't
The Bible
quit.
requires us to do that.
Anything else I can help you with, Miss?
Well, not that I can think of right now, but if I can think of it, I'll let you know.
If it's in there, don't quit it.
I want you satisfied because you live in my district.
I know. And you know I'm gonna fuss.
Okay. Item number E, Mr. Swint. Ditto what we said to Mr. Ross. Okay, we'll see you back. Good evening.
I come today to request the resurface of Cowboy Road. I mean, not Cowboy Road, I live on Cowboy Road, Poplar Street. I've been living really on Poplar Street. I've been an associate with Poplar Street for the last 54 years, so I'm not new to that street. So what I would like to see done, I'm now the pastor of a church in the community where I grew up in. And what I've been trying to do is trying to improve the community that I grew up in. And when I look at Poplar Street, it is 1 week from being a slum area. You look at the sidewalks, all the grass is growing over the sidewalk. I think that we can get together, and I have made a suggestion to show how much I care about Poplar Street. I have talked to some of the officials, and I have made a suggestion that my church family and community, I do have enough influence in that community. We could shut that street down for 1 weekend and clean it up. Because I feel like if I'm trying to do all I can do in the community to better the church, and what we have to realize that Poplar Street is going to be one of the main streets in Wayne County. in Jessup, because the James Johnson connection, if it shuts down, we finna build a new school, hopefully right down the road. Guess what? Somebody will have to drive down Poplar Street to get there. And I wouldn't want nobody from no city to come to see Poplar Street at the shape it's in. So all I'm saying is, I feel like the city's gonna work with us. Mr. Thomas has always said he's gonna work. I'm just asking to, and I'm gonna do all I can do in the community to help do all we can do.
Well, Pastor Swint, just like I said to Mr. Ross, and of course, we've talked several times, time and time again, and you know how I feel, and I tell you what I'm willing to do. So I'm gonna look at your street just like that and see if we can, with my paving coming up, see what we have with Mr. Schuman and see if we can maybe tack that on since that's a major street going through there and see what we can do about it.
You know,
Also, what weekend you wanna shut that street down? We ready?
just whatever you want to do. We can do it in the summer.
It's called a weekend, we ready?
But another thing, see, when I was in the commissioners meeting, the statement was made that we need speed bumps. Poplar Street don't need no speed bumps.
It already got it, man.
It's got enough holes in the streets.
Just blew them down,
Oh, well,
don't
then we don't need to pay with it. That's perfect.
I mean, you tear your vehicle up when you turn on Poplar Street. And I'm just being honest, I'm being truthful. I'm not trying to bash nobody. All I'm saying is that I want to be able to improve the area that I grew up in.
And so do I. So we'll get together on it and we'll work something out together with you. Let us know what weekend that you want to do that and we'll work something out.
We will do it. Thank you.
And how is Cowboy Road? Are you enjoying it?
Capitol Road is nice. It's real nice. I don't have no complaints about it.
Who played Cowboy Road?
I heard it, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Number 9, this is our consent agenda, so we've already addressed that, so, Chairman, entertain a motion to approve our consent agenda, number 9.
Make a motion.
Got a motion? Second by Mr. Wright. Are there any questions? Call roll, please.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Hickox?
All right, thank you so much. Yes, sir. The grant application? That's the part E on that. Yes, sir. You got a pen, I need you to move. I'm scared I'm gonna take yours, don't you?
I do that anyway.
It's going like a house closing. Thank you, Bob. Okay, did we call roll on the consent agenda?
Yes. I just need to
Okay,
get
good.
everybody's signature on
Just
this.
checking. Resolution? Okay. Okay. Going right along. Okay, item number 12. Okay, the appointments, 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we drew a circle right now. Moving the agenda, move right along. 10A, consider improvement of substantive local litigation to create a board of elections. I thought we,
It was tabled, so
Tabled.
if you want to discuss it, you can discuss it, or if you want to,
I'd like to make a motion to take it off for now.
Take it off?
I make.
You got a second?
I second.
We got a motion second, we'll take it off. Any more discussion? Call
Who
roll,
made
please.
the motion? Ralph.
Mr. Hickok, Mr. Wright, second.
Shag.
Think we worked that out already? I know we did.
Okay.
Call roll.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Hickox?
Yes.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, we took item A off for new business. We got B, which is consider approval of request for the IDA to reduce the size of the partial construction from 10 acres to 7.625 acres. This behind the defects building. This will be for the, I think, the health building.
I'll make a motion to accept our request.
Got a motion, a second?
Yes, I second it.
Got a second, any other discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Mr. Thomas?
Yes.
Mr. Hickox?
Yes.
Mr. Copeland?
Yes.
C, this is a recent resolution establishing a policy statement on borough pits adopted in August 5/13. Y'all want to talk about that?
Yeah, Mr. Evans here, he's got to speak on that.
You want to talk about that? I need to hear about it.
Just a brief comment. The procedures were changed, or y'all had developed a resolution back in August of 2013. It was a little more in-depth than what we've done in the past. We had operated for the, at that time, I'd been here about 15 years, and we had been operating where the road department superintendent and myself would go out and sample a bar pit area where a property owner had property that they were willing to donate to Wayne County for bar material to go on various projects. And something we could go out and do very quickly. We've always kept the administrator appraised of what was going on. And now, the way the resolution is, we have to bring any proposed bar pits before the commission for approval. And it just sort of encumbers things.
Good.
So just an example or two of what can happen when we've had, since I've been here, 3 major flood situations we've been through. And in these situations, we've needed bar material at local sites where we have some major washes and things of that nature, rather than hauling 15 miles or 20 from Jessup in a central pit to get some materials there locally. And so we just like to have this back where we can operate like that. We're limited to an acre. We have to keep these pits less than an acre to comply with environmental regulations about land disturbance.
Yes.
And so it would just expedite things for the road department if we could go back like we did and just let the property owner sign a form easement to.
I don't have a problem with that.
May I add something here?
I just think
Each one of the commissioners has a new revised bar pit option, and I made one further adjustment to this when we talked this. The engineers and the road department person will go out to a property owner and get them to agree to it. But also I added in where the location of the property is at, their mailing address, so to speak. Also, you'll find there's a line down at the bottom for myself to sign off on.
Mm-hmm.
Once all of the signatures are obtained, I'm going to turn them over to the county clerk to be on file. So if you or anyone else has a question about the bar pit, whether or not it's legal or whatnot, we have a record.
Good, this is good, this is good.
Another thing,
You should have-
me and Mr. Thomas, we used to have this when we first come in. We fixed where we could dig bar pits, pond for the dirt, on the dirt's good. That way, that'd keep the taxpayers having to buy dirt all the time.
Okay.
Commissioner, I had my comments this week on Kentucky Road, and they implied to me that the quality of dirt that y'all able to get from your current bar pit was a problem.
Yes, sir,
Part
it
of the
is.
problem with that road.
And this won't fix all of that problem, because sometimes the materials aren't ideal for every situation. We're going to very soon need a bunch of material, lots of material to close out our current inert landfill, and we don't have sufficient quantities in the pit that we're operating out of now. And there's going to be lack, we won't know the details until we see the new permit for the new landfill, but there's likely going to be a lot of material there to get that ready to be in business, and then we'll have to be covering it continually on a regular basis. So there's going to be a lot more material required in the near future than what we've been having, and you can use basically any kind of material for that.
So the problem, though, I'm understanding, the problem with some of those is that y'all get clay out of that pit, and the clay is part of the problem.
Yes, sir, that's part of the problem. We don't have much of a sand supply now.
Will
We
we
do
still-
have 5 acres of land that the commissioners purchased some time back, and we're in the process of combining that with some existing pits, which will give us a little more than 5 acres of land to mine, because we'll be able to take in the buffers that are required to be left on the walls of the existing pit. We got 5 acres, we've already got a quarter, so we're probably 57 soil out of that.
Will this
We'll
solve
be
that?
better material, sir.
I'm sorry, will changing this solve that problem somewhat?
It will give us some relief, because we will pick up some other materials out there.
It'll help.
But it will definitely solve the problems that we're going to be facing in the next 2 or 3 months, I'm anticipating, of the landfill closure and starting up the new landfill.
And it also helps out to mix some sand in with that clay. It leaves it more stable. People are able to travel on it better.
I think this will also probably free you guys up a little bit. You know, look here right now, I want to commend you. You guys have done a great job. We have had an excessive amount of rain. Seems like we've had more rainy days than we've had anything. And you know, I've blown your phone up, Shaq probably has too, because there's no way you guys can physically keep up with the amount of rain that we've had. I want to commend you for what you have done, and I hope this will help ease some of your work burden with having to haul the dirt so far, and can help get back on these roads.